Alrighty, we are back. We're still in Gridania talking to Ilberd. Chasing Ivy. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eileen Royale. R-O-A-I-L-L-E. Royale? I'm going to say Royale. Royally? I'm going to say Royale. Eileen Royale. Rabon's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. We're seeing her. She has a studious appearance, glasses. That's why I say studious appearance, pretty much the only reason. Elizin, female, blonde hair, down past her, like probably to her shoulder blades, but probably not a whole lot further. I can't see the back right now. Black, kind of mage-like attire. Kind of more, actually, Immortal Flames-like attire, because it's got that popped collar, but no, like, mage hat. So I'd say, like, black Immortal Flames kind of coat. Polearm, yeah, whatever. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Rabon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royale was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? Ivy looks over in your direction with Ilberd, but apparently the two of you duck at the last minute. Well, royally. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Rabon attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Evidence, even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Royalee's guilt, but if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? You have my thanks. Let us go, then, and take care not to alert our quarry. So, our next place, apparently, is to head over to the main Gridania Aetheryte Plaza. Ilberd is here waiting for us. Royale is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Mortal Kombat! Oh man, you're right here? I just wasted half my sprint. So, Royale has entered the Carline Canopy, meeting someone, perchance? Or could it be that she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. FME is her name. I shall remain here in case Royale reappears. Nothing up top. We'll go downstairs. And the hunt is on. FME is down here. Do not see Royale. Mercy Valkyr, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Talk to Ilberd! Sorry. Nowhere to be seen, you say, and you are sure she did not board an airship. She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Montoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Ugiri's men. Think the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Royal E would have disappeared without a trace. We shall take some gil, it would please me much. Oh, okay. Next quest, in Flagrante Delicto. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Royal Lee's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Okay, sure, yeah. Well, that adventurer is dressed almost exactly like Alphino. So we go to the Lancers Guild because it's closest to the ferry. And then we go down to the ferry. Valley. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Lo futuro no hay que será. And at the pier in East Shroud is Ilberd. The two of you. This way, my friends, says Ugiri. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorne Hut. If Royale is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Royale would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason, I believe, that she has chosen the Black Shroud for a clandestine meeting. The Elazin are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Royally in the act. Royale? I'm gonna go with Royally. I just like it better. I actually have a like second cousin once removed, something like that, named Royally. Spelled differently than in this game. I think it's actually Royal, R-O-Y-A-L, and then E-E, I think. I don't remember for sure. I don't talk much to her about her, whatever. Ugiri and Ilberd are outside the little town, like, outpost, whatever. My people report that our quarry has departed for the bramble patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Bramble patch. Once again, in the East Shroud, you're kind of going through big old hollowed out logs as kind of like your tunnels in between little like circular or rectangular or whatever shaped areas. Brambles, like big old thorn vines, basically like thick, like basically the size of tree branches. The thickness of tree branches are just like big thorns just all over the place. That's why it's called the bramble, I believe. Just beyond, Roy Lee is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer, an imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. The three of you go running to try to catch her in the act. Red-handed, as they say. She is in fact meeting with an adventurer of sorts. Flame Marshal Eileen Roylee, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool, says the dubious adventurer. He has like short cropped hair just above his shoulders, wearing a targe, kind of just a small round shield on his back, and a sword. And Yugiri cuts off his path as he tries to run away. Damnation! Royally looks from you, and then around her, some shinobi just appear, jump down, surround her. She's no longer wearing what I would call the Immortal Flames kind of gear. Just kind of a black robe with a white undershirt. She says, "Humph. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try." What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. He looks pleased with himself. You would feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. She looks around her and hangs her head in resignation. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. She's a somewhat tall woman, but elves in general are. And she walks off peacefully, surrounded by the shinobi. By the way, the shinobi just look kind of like ninjas, basically. Dark black clothing, daggers, kukri, katana, whatever. Yugiri is left to speak with us. Even a warrior of Roy Lee's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap, then, the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may, what will you do now, Mercy? I don't know. Go back to deal with Shiva? So the Scions... Oh, yep. So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. I've already got like a level 56-ish ninja, and it's fun. But again, that's the character that once I got Dancer at 60, just like, Dancer's just easier. I don't really care about my damage output as long as I'm doing my rotation correctly and, you know, hitting my cooldowns as I should be, and etc. We will use our return to go straight... well... I should probably try to turn in some of this crap, but I'm gonna do it off camera. So 14 minutes. Yeah, let's go back to the Revenant's Toll. Okay. We have teleported to Revenant's Toll. Rising Stone's entrance in the seventh heaven. Bar and grill. No, not really. Hey Y'shtola, hey Papalimo, and Tataru is juggling daggers for some reason. A nice talent to pick up, I suppose. Could be handy for future attempts at things. Welcome back, Mercy. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Aline Royale. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Cool. A simple plan. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystals she stole from the House Fortome caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could work together. We could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and wait her coming. Yeah, let's just go stand at the gates for an hour. What else am I doing besides saving the realm from an ever-growing threat? Simple Plan is pretty fun band. I like them at least. Jazz Wolf over to the northern gate. Wait at the destination con Minfilia. Cutscene. The two of you are talking while waiting. And in through the gate comes a Chocobo drawn, one of those like balloon carriages, with a little Lalafell gal as the driver. Gal? Dude? I don't actually know. I guess gal. Because is this Minfilia's guest or is... Oh, no, maybe not. I can't tell. Off of the caravan come a Mikote female that just walks off in a tall...
Minfilia, am I right?
So this gal looks and is dressed almost the same as Lady Iceheart. Her hair is as long, but it's kind of got one of those side parts where the other side is shorter in some respects. Has tattoos on her neck and upper thigh, which you can clearly see because her skirt is ridiculously short. But like purple, dark gear, breastplate, white kind of shoulders, cloth shoulders, yeah. And then looks kind of like chainmail for her arms, purplish, blackish, and then a kind of black cape and purple black boots.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
And she's tall.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Oh. Can.
Moenbryda is an accomplished Charlian scholar and an authority on Aetheryte technologies.
Moenbryda, I'm sorry, is her name. I was talking. She's like more than a head. She's like 2 heads taller than Minfilia, and Minfilia and I are around the same height. I'm a tad taller than Minfilia, so she's about a head and a half to a head and 3/4 taller than I am. Anyway, Moenbryda. Moenbryda. Moenbryda.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
She has one of those devices that like Papa Limo and such look through to like kind of check out ether flow. I might need to turn on a fan in here. It's actually getting pretty warm. It's all the dumb sugar I've eaten too, probably. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Back to the Rising Stones, where you won't be alone. The Scions call it home, and it's good for a tale or two. This song was just made up, so pardon if it kind of sucks. Alright, Minfilia. Thancred is here, flirting with a tall drink of water. Kadiashtola. Hopefully I don't have to talk. Ida and Papalino.
Moon! God, it's been ages!
Ida calls her Moon, so I'm gonna go with Moenbryda, or Moon.
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Ida is, just FYI, shorter than I am.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everybody gets a giggle out of that. A hearty chuckle.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moenbryda join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
She takes out quite
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
quite a large chunk, about the size of like a 20-pound dumbbell.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits, and nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Orion J has walked in. She rushes him and gives him a hug. They're about the same height.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
She lifts him up. He's got sandals, I never noticed.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me.
Ida's giggling behind them.
I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Orion J is shocked.
Go on.
Thank This is cute. Oh. The look that Orion J gives Thancred.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
Some words, like compeers? I've never heard that word before.
You still haven't found it then? You're missing Aetherite.
Company and peers, maybe? Mixed together?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetherite.
You can say that she stood in front of it and looked at it and then winked out of existence, but it doesn't necessarily mean she used it. She was just near it. Whatever.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate.
So, we enter, I would say, another dimension called the Ethereal Sea, and when we teleport, and it's only by using the aetherite, which are more or less like lighthouses, as she says, that we can figure out where to reconstitute our form in our material world.
However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination.
Pretty similar to the Astral Sea in Dungeons and Dragons.
Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moenbryda's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Moenbryda. Attempting the impossible with white aetherite. Quest complete. Video complete. We'll see you next video. Bye bye for now. Power down. Bye.